All right, man. I'm sitting here with Cameron Varden. Congratulations winning the PPG case tournament this last weekend. So going into it, what really felt like good for you going into it that Sakazuki's like best deck in format right now?
Well, I've practiced a lot lately, so I've gotten a good idea of how the deck functions and a few like specific techs that the deck can do, and I have a lot of matchup knowledge, so I felt pretty good going into the tournament, especially into more meta decks. A little off meta decks are sometimes a bit of a struggle because it's hard to get a gauge on what they're doing, but I felt pretty good going into the tournament.
All right, well, let's get into what you were running and your matchups.
So as far as the one costs go, we got two Manchuri here.
Okay.
Manchuri is pretty important because it's really versatile. You can rest it to grab almost anything out of your trash that's important, which a lot of times this allows you to do a Haruchi combo one more time or grab a Sabo that you need. It's just really, really versatile, which is why I think it's very strong. The next two are Ice Age. This event is also a lot more flexible than like Great Eruption because the -5 can come in a lot of matchups like Katakuri, or even in the mirror match it can come up if your opponent's playing Kaido or plays a 7-cost Wars, and it's also really good against Purple Luffy because they play a lot of top end. This is just really good at clearing top end. And then we have the 4 Great Eruptions. This card's probably one of the best in the deck. You never use the trigger, but just having the ability to cycle a card while also giving -2 to something, and then leader ability also gives -3, pops a lot of things in the game, especially early. And this can maintaining hand size in the mirror is really, really important. I think that does it for the league.
Because you played 7 rounds, right?
Yeah, it was 7 rounds total.
What were the majority of your matchups?
So I saw 5 mirror matches, I saw 1 Katakuri, and I saw 1 Anel, which is pretty much what I expected going into it. Usually you expect to see 1 or 2 off meta decks or like not fully meta decks, but I saw all meta that day, and I practiced the mirror a lot, so that was what I was really hoping to see, was the mirror and Katakuri in yellow, because that's just what I feel comfortable into.
What do you really feel like helps going into the mirror match?
The mirror match is really, really like card advantage based, so knowing when to take, knowing when to counter is really important, because if you counter too aggressively too early, you get a low hand size, and then what ends up happening is they pop your board, and then you can't re-pop their board because you don't have enough cards in hand, and then the game just kind of spirals out and you lose.
Gotcha.
So yeah, just really, really maintaining hand size and knowing when to counter is really, really important.
Cool.
For 2 costs, we have Hound Blaze. This card is very, very important. The ability to bottom deck is so important, especially in this meta with a lot of things having not being able to be KO'd by effects, as well as giving plus 3,000 to something. So this is also Dawn efficient. It's just really, really strong. Also really important for going for game in the mirror, because a lot of times they block her up, and then you're able to like Great Eruption plus Hound Blaze, get rid of their blocker and swing through it.
Gotcha.
3 costs. Probably the most important 3 costs in the deck is Black Hina. I'm running 4 of it. The -4 that can be grabbed off of Rebecca, which you'll see later, is super, super important. Just minusing 4 while developing a vanilla-sized body is really, really strong. I'm teching 2 Blue Hina. This card is more of a mirror tech. The ability to, when going first on your 3 Dawn turn, just drop Hina and draw a card, maintain that card advantage while developing a body, is really, really important, really, really strong.
Is that why the body, rather than running like Sanji's Pilaf, is important?
Yeah, I would prefer to develop the body because they either have to deal with it, or on the next turn they can get hit with this combo for 7/7 with lead swing plus Hina swing, and that just puts a lot of pressure on either their hand size or their life. They go to 1, and they have to play defensive the whole game.
Gotcha.
Another 3 cost is Toshigi. Toshigi is just really a 2K. I don't think I played it a single time the entire tournament. A 2K that can be grabbed off of Rebecca blocker, which you'll see later, is just really, really strong, really, really important. I think that's it for the 3 costs. I did forget 1 2 cost.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, we have the Baldy. Baldy Brenu. Any searcher is just going to be really strong, as well as this card coupled with Hound's Blaze does a lot of work. Just being able to swing 6 naturally and get rid of a body, super, super good.
Yep.
Let's see. Going to our 4 costs, we have the card I've been talking about the whole time, Rebecca. This card, probably the best card in the deck. Just value-wise, this might be the best card in the game. The ability to go grab a character out of your trash that's from 3 to 7, I believe, and just play it for grab just one out of trash and then play a 3 cost or less from hand is really strong, especially coupled with these cards.
Yeah.
Because you can just go grab this, play this, you get the -4, and you get the body, and then you can kill something. So you essentially get 7 Dawn for 4 Dawn, which is really, really Dawn efficient and super, super good. This card is insanely good. Next for the 4 costs, we'll do Luchi. This is also a new edition of O5. This card's extremely, extremely good. Being able to KO 2 bodies at once while developing your own body is a 3-body swing. That's just insanely strong. It's really easy to meet the requirements of a 1 cost or less or 2 cost or less with this deck. So just that much tempo in 1 card is just really, really, really strong.
Let's see, what else? You running some Sabos in there?
Yeah, I can grab the Sabos. Sabo
2 of.
Is a 2 of. It is a mirror tech as well as a yellow tech. So there's a pesky card running around called Volts, or I call it Volts. It's 2 million volts of Maru that rests a 4 cost or less. So all of my other blockers are 4 or less, so they get hit by Volts. And that's one way to get around blockers, is either by resting them or killing them. And the ability to play a card that can't be rested by that, while also giving everyone else on my board an effect where they can't die, is really, really strong. As well as the filter can be really important if you have dead cards in hand. You just filter those dead cards out, get counter. Super, super strong card. I would not run any less than 2. Another 2K, we've got Suru. This is usually just a 2K, but it also is really versatile because of it has the same effect as Great Eruption. That -2 can really come in handy.
For that 1 cost, yeah.
Yep, but you really would prefer to play this card over this card because this is a 2K, so holding on to 2K is just really important. Just to be able to live late game, stuff like that. I'm on 3 of the 4 cost forces. Some people are on 4. I just need to make room for an extra Sabo, and I think this card's so important that I think going down 1 force is really good. But having a blocker that doesn't die to effects is really good in the mirror, as well as some other specific matchups like yellow where it can't be thunderbolted is really important. And it's a 6K blocker for 4, so it's vanilla stats for blocking, which is also really, really important. I'm on 2 of Kuzan. Kuzan is one of those cards where it leaves the board immediately. It's never going to stick, or you don't think it's going to stick, but if it does, it really runs away with the game. As well as it drawing into a new card, filtering itself, is similar to why Hina's so good. Because replacing the card in hand, maintaining that card advantage while also developing a body that has to go is really, really, really good.
Especially into yellow, they have to thunderbolt it or do something against it.
If in yellow they don't have Thunderbolt for this card, it just
does damage.
It just wins.
Yeah.
It's really hard to win from there. And then for my top end, I'm running 5 top end. I have 3 of the 7 cost Bourse and 2 of the Kaido. 7 cost Bourse is a new addition. This card's really, really good. Just being able to get rid of a 4 cost body for 1 card out of hand is really strong, as well as this coupled with Ice Age can KO 10 costs. Right? Yeah.
With the leader attack.
Yeah. With leader attack, you can get rid of a 10 cost, which is super good. And then also with this combo, you can get rid of a 9 cost and develop 2 bodies. So this card's really good. And then Kaido is my guy. Kaido, this card right here will single-handedly win the game into a Nell if you can play it, because they just can't get rid of the body. And in the mirror, if you play as though you have Kaido in your deck, like you counter as though you have Kaido, even if you spent 3 extra cards to counter, when you drop Kaido, it draws you those 4 extra cards, your card advantage comes right back, and they have to deal with this card. If they can't get rid of it, it runs away with the game. And even if they can, it costs them 3 cards out of hand minimum. Then you swing the game in your favor with card advantage, and you clear their board next, and it just kind of runs away with the game. I'm a big Kaido advocate. So, yeah,
That's the tech right there.
right here.
Well, congratulations again, and I believe you're going to nationals, so good luck to you.
All right, thank you.